Hello everyone, welcome to Java tutorials. Topics for today's session is, first we have to know about what is the Java and method overloading and constructor overloading. Initially Java developed by James Gosling at Sun Microsystems and released in 1995. Java is a computing platform for application development and object oriented. Java is class based and concurrent programming language, which means everything in the Java can be specified within the class only. So we call the Java as the class based programming language, and multiple programs can execute simultaneously. So we call this as the concurrent programming language. Sun Microsystems define the Java as the simple, secure, robust, complete object-oriented and platform-independent high-level language. And they define Java as it is portable and multi-threaded technology which gives it high performance. First we have to know about how to create the class. Class can be created with the help of class keyword. Okay. A class defines the state and behavior of the program components known as the objects. So, objects consist the variables and methods. Those are the state and behavior of that object. Classes create objects and objects uses methods to communicate between methods. And methods are just the functions. The instance of the class is said to be object and class variables is said to be object. A class is a user defined data type. Once a class defined, we can create variables of that type using the declaration. Okay. For example, to create the class, the syntax to be followed is class name. This class name may be the any valid identifier, extends super class name. Here you observe this is specified in the square brackets. Which is the what is the meaning of this? This is the optional. When we are creating the inheritance, you have to use this this in the syntax. And class consists variables which are called the field declarations and methods. Method declaration consist. In this, everything inside the brackets is the optional. Okay. The class name is the name of the class and super class name is also the existing class name, which are the valid identifier. And extends keyword is used to specify use the property of the inheritance. Means superclass name are extended to the class name class. Okay, this concept, when we are using the extends, this concept is used in the inheritance. For example, here class, my class, and here it consists only one variable, a is equal to 5, which is of the integer type. And class consists methods and declarations. Methods means fields. Fields can be fields are called the class variables or instance variables, and these are declared as the local variables. And these variables may be the local variables, instance variables, and global variables or class variables. Okay, and these data is encapsulated in a class by placing the data fields in the class. Okay, and methods are the without the method in the class, the data fields have no life, because the operations performed on the data fields can be specified within the methods only. Okay, without the method, only fields, those type of classes cannot respond to any messages. Okay, the classes interact with the help of objects. Objects uses methods to communicate the different classes. So we must add the methods that are useful for manipulating the fields we declared in the fields declaration. Okay, fields can be declared just like the normal variable declarations. And methods are declared within the class, body of the class, and after the declaration of the fields. Okay, method has the syntax type, method name, parameter list, and within the braces it consists the method body. Okay, in Java, a method is like a function which is used to expose the behavior of an object. The advantage of using methods in the class is the code reusability and code optimization. Okay, the method declaration consists type, method name, parameter list, method. In this syntax, the name of the method name is the name of the method. The type of the value is the any method. The method which it returns, it may be the any return type. It can be specified void when that method does not return any value. And the parameter list consists the list of parameters which can be passed as the input to this method. Okay, and this parameter list consists its data type and variables names. And the body of the method describes the operations to be performed on the data. For example, here int, this is the return type, and method name is the sum, which consists of two parameters a and b of the type integer type. Within the brackets, the performation is c is equal to a plus b and return c. The input we are passed to this method are a plus b, which are added and assigned to the value c, and that value is returned when we are calling this method. Okay, this is the example of the class. Okay, class student, which consists two data members, that is the roll number is the integer type and name is the string type. And these variables can be assigned to the values by using methods only. So here we used one method, that is the insert record. Here we have the two instance variable, integer type and string type. So we have to take the inputs as the one is integer and another is the string. Okay, and the value passed as the integer is assigned to the roll number. The value passed as the string is assigned to the name. Okay, this method is used to instantiate the variables, these variables. And display info method is used to display what are the values you given as the input. Okay, and this class is closed. What is the meaning of here class? This is the student class, which consists of two variables, roll number and name. Those can be instantiated by using the insert record method, and those are displayed with the help of display info method. Here we used the print statement system.out.println roll number plus name. Okay, next here another class which contains the main method. Actual execution starts here. Here we are creating the objects for this class. We can create any number of objects for the class. Here I am using S1 and S2 as the two objects for the class. So I want to insert the two different students records. Okay, S1 dot insert record. For S1 student, what is the name and what is the roll number for him? Okay, here I assign the values 111 and Harsha as his name. And S2 is the another student who has the name, roll number as the 222 and name as the Satvika. And these can be these are the inputs which are passed to the, when we are calling this method, the cursor moves to here because S1 is the object of the class type student. Okay, and when we are calling this S2 dot insert, it is also calls this. This is for S1 and this is for S2. The values what we are passed is displayed with the help of display info method. So we call that method S1 dot display info and S2 dot display info. After this, when we are execute and run, it displays the output as the what we are passed. Okay, next we know about the method overloading. In the last slides, we know that one class can have any number of variables and any number of methods. But here is the new concept, that is the implementation of the polymorphism. Okay, method overloading. Means in the name, what is the meaning of that? We are overloading the methods. What is the meaning of that? If a class have multiple methods by same name but different parameters is known as the method overloading. If we have to perform only one operation having same name of the methods, increase the readability of the program. Okay, this is the main feature of the implementing the polymorphism. Advantage of method overloading is increasing the readability of the program. For example, here use void function which has no parameters and no body. Okay, and here void function, any body can be specified within the braces. Here same name function and which consists one integer argument as the parameter. Here it returns float type and function name is same func, and which takes the argument as parameter as the double, which is the a as the double type. And here another function which is of the same name which returns the float. Here it takes the two arguments, one is the int and one is the float. This is the function overload or method overloading. Okay, function overloading or method overloading same, but in the Java we call the functions as the method, so we call this as the method overloading. Okay, function method names are the same, but what is the difference? Difference is in the data type or number of arguments or sequence of the arguments. Okay, there are three ways to overload the methods in the Java. That is in the number of arguments, that and another is the data type of parameters and sequence of data type. These three may be the three ways to overload the methods in the Java. First is the number of arguments. For example, we use the method name as the add. We are passing int. Here we use the two parameters only. And here we use the same method add. So we are overloading the method. When we are using the same name again, we call that as the method overloading within the same class. Here I used the three integer arguments. And it may be the difference in the data type of parameters. Okay, here add int. Okay, here we are passing the two integer variables, and here we are passing one is the integer and another is the float. Okay, here only one add. Okay, next sequence of data type of parameters. For example, like this, add int float, add float int. So here first argument is int and second is the float, and in the same another method, same name, one first argument is the float and another is the int. Okay, the points to be remembered when we are implementing a method overloading is, it is possible to design any number of methods with the same name, but we have to follow the difference is in the number of parameters, or at least the difference must be in the data type of the parameters. Number of parameters or data type of parameters. Okay, and showing the difference in the return type or the visibility of the method is wrong. Okay, the return type cannot be, if we specified the different types as the return type with same name, that cannot be called the method overloading. That is the wrong method, and that overloading method may belongs to different visibilities also, and main method cannot be overloaded. Okay, this is the one of the example. Okay, whose class name is the class over demo. Okay, which has the two integer variables a, b, c. Here I am checking the maximum of 2 or 3 variables. Okay, here method name is the max, which has the return type as the int, which takes the two integer arguments a and b. Returns, here I am using the conditional operator or ternary operator. A greater than b, it works as the if a greater than b, then it returns the a, or else it returns the b. Okay, if a greater than b, then a is the maximum, else b is the maximum. Here I am checking in this method maximum of two numbers, that is a and b. Okay, here I am again using the same return type, same name. Here, what is the meaning of that? This is the method overloading. But difference must be in the number of arguments or data types. Here, number of arguments. Here you used the 2 arguments, and here I passed the 3 arguments. Okay, so difference, this is called the method overloading. Here is, it is also using the conditional operator. If a greater than b and a greater than c, then we call the a as the maximum. Else b greater than c, only b is greater than c, then b is maximum, else c. We are checking the maximum of 3 numbers. Okay, here again using the max, again overloading. In the class, we can define any number of methods with same name, but difference in the return type or number of arguments. Here I am using the double as the data type. It is also the method overloading. Okay, same concept. Here again method overloading, which uses the float. Okay, in the main method, I am displaying the max in 2 integers. I am calling max 11 comma 8, which I am passing 11 and 8 are the whole number, so it invokes this method. Okay, next, maximum of 3 integers, max of 11 comma 54 comma 8, which is the whole numbers, and passing the 3 arguments. Name is the same. Compiler checks same name with 3 integer arguments. What it invokes? It invokes this method. Okay, next, another method calls max 128.41 and 168.74, which takes the 3 arguments. It calls the double. Okay, and here is the another example which takes the 2 float variables. Okay, it invokes the another method, that is the which has the float variables as the input parameters. Okay, it displays the output like this. Okay, this is the method overloading by changing the number of arguments. Here, in this example, we created 2 overloading methods. Okay, that is with the name sum, which has the 2 integer arguments, and another method defined as the same name as the sum, which returns same return type, that is the void, but here is the 2 integers, here is the 3 integers. Okay, which sums the 2 integer variables a and b, and it sums the 3 integer variables a plus b plus c. Okay, main method, we are creating the object obj new calculation. Okay, class name and object name dot sum. Here we passed the 3 variables, so it invokes this method. Here we passed the 2 integers, so it invokes this method. Automatically it displays this output. Overloading by changing the number of arguments. Okay, the number of overloading by the difference may be the in the changing of the number of arguments. Here this method is used to display, which is the static method, and void, which does not return. Int p means these can be directly called. Int p, it is taking the 1 arguments as the integer, and another same method display means overloading. It is taking the 1 argument, it is taking 2 arguments p and q. It displays when we are calling the display and 1, it only takes the 1 argument, so first method is invoked. Here we are passing the 2 integers 1 comma 4, so second display method is invoked. It is the output of this method. Next, method overloading by changing data type. Here also I created the 2 overloaded method differ in different data types. Same method in the previous example, there I am using the same type with the different in the parameters list. But here is the difference in the data types. Here used the 2 integer variables as the a and b. Here I am used the a, b as the 2 double variables. Here also it did the addition of 2 variables. Here also it did the 2 variables. Okay, this is the main method and creating the object and calculate. Here we are passing the 10.5, 10.5. Who values are the real or float values. So it invokes the second sum method. Here passes the whole numbers 20 and 20 and 2 arguments. So it invokes the first sum method. Okay. Next, the difference in the data type of parameters. Okay. Method overloading and my class name, this is the display method, which is the integer type. Okay, when we are calling this, it displays the got integer data. And another method which accepts the string object. Here it is the integer and it is the string. So same method name, same return type. Okay, but this difference is in the return difference in the data type of parameters. Here int and string. Okay, when we pass display and 1, this is the integer. So first method is invoked. When we pass it some string, display hello. So string object as the parameter, display method is invoked. It displays this output. And overloading may be the sequence of data type of arguments. It may be the arguments difference in the sequence of the arguments also. Okay, here display method is overloaded based on the sequence of data type. Okay, here observe void display. Here is the char, c and int number. Okay, and the next method is also the same method disp. Okay, because same method, why we are using the same method? We are doing the method overloading. But here is the first argument is the character type and second argument is the integer type. Here in the next method, first argument is the integer type and next argument is the character type. This is also the one type of method of overloading. Okay, when we are invoking, when we created disp over, okay, next object dot disp, first I pass it the string and second argument as the integer. So it invokes the first display method. And object dot disp 52 is the first argument as the integer, second as the character type. So it invokes the second display method. Okay, it displays the output which is written in the print statements which in these methods. Okay, next, constructor overloading. What is the constructor? Constructor is also the just like the method in the Java, but it is called the special methods because its name is same as the class name, and constructor is used to instantiate the objects. Constructor can also be overloaded, means we can define any number of constructors within the same class. Okay, but difference must be in the arguments and data types of the constructors. Constructors is same as the method but without return type. Constructors does not return any values to the calling statement because constructors are automatically invoked when we are creating the objects. But methods are invoked explicitly. We have to invoke them with the help of objects by using the dot operator. But constructor need not to be called. These are automatically invoked when we are creating the objects. So constructors can also be overloaded like the methods. That constructor overloading is a technique in Java which a class can have any number of constructors but differ in parameter lists only. And these are arranged in a way that each constructor performs a different tasks. Okay. These constructors performance can be differentiated by the compiler, depends on the arguments we are passing. Okay, this is the example using the different constructor. We have the two types of constructors, default constructor and parameterized constructor. Okay, here I created the student class which consists the name as its instance variable. Here I am using the student string s. The constructor which has the parameters is called the parameterized constructor. The passed string is assigned to as the name, and the student which have the no arguments is called the default constructor, and it does not performs, means it can be automatically initializes with its default values. For 0 as the integer, 0 for the numerals, and null as the character or string types. Okay, here we does not any assigned any value to the name. So name can be, when we are calling and displaying this constructor, and this method is called, it displays the null value as the name. Okay, and these constructors are automatically invoked when we are creating the student type objects, and these can be displayed with the help of any print statement by using the here print name method. Void print name system.out.println, which prints the name. The what is the input you are passed to the constructor. Okay, here class constructor 1, public static void means student object 1 is the A and another is the B. First we are passed the student name as the Harsha, so it invokes the parameterized constructor, and another object created without passing any argument, so it invokes the default constructor. First A dot print name, which prints the Harsha as the output, and B dot print name, which prints the null as the output, because we cannot assign any value to the name variable, so it assigns the default values to the variables. Okay, next here is the another method which has the different arguments. Okay, student class, here it consists, one is the integer and another is the string is for the name, and another variable that is the int, that is the age. Okay, here creating the two argument constructor, parameterized constructor. Okay, student, one is the int and another is the string. First passed integer is assigned for the identification roll number or ID purpose, and second passed string is assigned to the name. Okay, here I created the another constructor which consists the three arguments constructor. It is also the parameterized constructor. Okay, the here is constructor overloading. The difference is in the number of arguments. Here we passed the two arguments, here we are passing the three arguments. One is the int and another is the string, and a third is also the integer. First argument is assigned as the ID, and second is the string which is assigned to the name, and third is the age integer type which is assigned for the age variable. Okay, these can be displayed with the help of display method. System.out.println ID, name and age are printing. Okay, creating the object S1 is equal to new student, passing the two arguments, so it invokes the two arguments constructor, that is the first constructor, and creating the another object, that is the S2 new student. Here we are passing the three arguments, so this statement invokes this three argument constructor. When we are printing this statement S1 dot display, it invokes the this is the ID and name only can be displayed. And when we are calling the second S2 dot display, we are passed three arguments. Those are printed, 222 and Vardhan and some age as the 22. Okay, in the summary, in this lesson we learned, first we have to learn about the class. What is the class, how to create the class, and class can have the variables and methods, and we see with the example. And in the next we learn about the method overloading. Method overloading means overloading the methods. One class can have multiple methods with same name but difference in the return type and number of arguments, or difference in the arguments data types. Okay, and next is the constructor overloading. Like methods, constructor can also be overloaded, but difference is constructors are used to initialize the objects. Constructor overloading means we can define any number of constructors within the class. Okay, but constructor in the constructor overloading, the difference is only in the number of arguments only, and data types difference also in the data types of the arguments. Okay, constructor does not returns any value, so it does not overload with the return types. Okay, thank you one and all.